What did we just witness? Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached a breaking point. Stephanie White has officially become the most frustrating coach in professional basketball, and that's saying something. After another embarrassing loss, this time to the Dallas Wings, who have won 8 games all season, White stood at that podium and delivered the most pathetic display of excuse-making we've ever seen. 8 wins. 8. And somehow, the Indiana Fever found a way to lose to them at home. "I've had it up to here with you," screamed one passionate fan analyst. "I know you are going to take zero accountability as always. But here's where it gets really ugly, folks. White waited until 1.7 seconds to call a timeout. Are you kidding me? What coach lets the clock run down to practically nothing before making a move? Why did you let it get down where you didn't have any options?" demanded critics. "You immediately put the team in a terrible situation with 1.7 left. And then she has the audacity to say she probably should have used it at the 3-second mark. Probably? You think? This isn't rocket science, Stephanie. The final possession was a disaster. Natasha Howard grabbed the rebound with 12 seconds left, and what happened? She dribbles and dribbles and dribbles, wasting 5 precious seconds crossing half court. Meanwhile, White just stands there like a deer in headlights. Should have called a timeout off that rebound. Should have called a timeout as soon as we crossed half court. Should have called a timeout when you see the defense is set. But no. She waits until there's basically no time left. Then came the press conference. Oh boy, the press conference. Instead of taking responsibility, White launched into her greatest hits album of excuses. Excuse number 1, all of our point guards are injured. Really, Stephanie? Really? Don't you love having the ball in Kelsey Mitchell's hands anyway? Didn't you say you were turning Aaliyah Boston into the Joker? This hub player making decisions at the top of the key? Where was that? Excuse number 2. Dallas turned up the pressure. The Dallas Wings turned up the pressure? The team with 8 wins made things difficult for you? What does that say about your coaching preparation? Excuse number 3, blaming the referees. I think there's a double standard in how people get their calls. Kelsey Mitchell is held or chucked on every freaking possession. Aaliyah Boston is the worst officiated post player in the league. Hold up. Stop right there. While everyone agrees the refs were trash, and they were trash, that's not why you lost this game. You fell down 14 points to a team with 8 wins. The refs didn't make you give up a 21-3 run. Is any of this your fault, Stephanie White? Asked one frustrated observer. Is any of this your fault? Or are you about to sit here and pass the buck to each player individually? And that's exactly what she did. Player after player got thrown under the bus while White acted like she had nothing to do with this disaster. I haven't heard you say one time as a coach, "I got to have this team ready to play and I didn't have them ready," pointed out critics. You have not said that once all season. The team came out flat. They were down 14 points before you could blink. That's on the coach. That's on you, Stephanie. And let's talk about rotations. Oh, let's talk about rotations. Chloe Bibby comes in and hits 3 consecutive 3-pointers in the first half. She's on fire. She's saving the team. And what does White do? Benches her. 11 points in 12 minutes, and she barely sees the floor in the second half. Chloe Bibby stepped in and saved this team in the first half. She came in and hit 3 threes. Meanwhile, Natasha Howard is forced to play 30 minutes despite struggling. Brianna Turner gets minutes. You know how bad things got to be going for Brianna Turner to get in a basketball game? Remember when White was supposed to be this defensive mastermind, this defensive guru? Well, they had to resort to playing a 3-2 zone against the Dallas Wings. The Dallas Wings, a team with 8 wins. You're supposed to be the defensive guru, right? Critics asked sarcastically. The team gave up 27 points off turnovers. 27. They allowed a 21-3 run at home. You cannot give up a 21-3 run at home to any team. You can't give up that run to the Liberty or the Lynx, much less a team like the Wings. I am so sick of Stephanie White, bro. I'm so sick, erupted one fan. Like you didn't. Chloe Bibby had 12 points in 11 minutes. You sat her at the end. She didn't get any burns. She hit 3 threes in the first half. Never get back in, really? You're a terrible coach. You are full of it. You're nothing but full of excuses. Excuse after excuse after excuse. The fans have had enough. They're calling for her job. They're tired of the excuses. They're tired of watching winnable games slip away due to poor coaching decisions. Fire her already. Can we fire her already? The chants are getting louder. The patience is wearing thin. This isn't just about one game. This is about a pattern of poor game management, terrible rotations, and zero accountability. When you have the referees working against you and coaching blunders, when you have all these factors, you can't win games. Stephanie White has shown us who she is, an excuse-making, accountability-avoiding coach who throws her players under the bus while taking zero responsibility for her failures. The question isn't whether she should be fired. The question is, what are they waiting for? Let me know in the comments and make sure to subscribe for more WNBA content.